Hey everybody, this is Spencer with Defense Training, defensetraining.org or Facebook /Defense Training. Go over and give us a like if you haven't done so. Check our YouTube channel out. Want to go over the recent shooting that's happened, the recent terrorist attack that has happened that our government has decided, well, we're not going to call it a terrorist attack, and they've decided to take the transcripts and erase certain stuff out of it so it doesn't look so much like a terrorist attack. I hate it. It's a terrorist attack. That's exactly what it is. There's a few things that I've heard. Oh my goodness, we need more gun control. Oh, we need more gun laws. Oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. And I'm not saying we don't need certain laws in the books. Of course we need certain laws in the books. We need murder on the books. Why? Because when this person comes in and they do shoot and kill somebody and they don't die in the process, they need to be charged. They need to be penalized. Whatever the state's highest penalty rate for murder is. Now, granted, I think they should bring back the nooses in the town square and they need to hang them. That's what I think they should do, but that's my personal opinion. We need to show them what happens to people that kill people for whatever reasons. But there's some things that I've heard even from the pro-gun side. Oh, we need more laws. More laws will help. Well, I hate to tell you, criminals don't follow laws. We need laws in the books to penalize or punish those breaking or those doing harm to people. That's why we need laws. There's a couple of things that I've heard is like, well, if he just couldn't have gotten the gun illegally or legally, because he did purchase the gun legally. The man was a security guard from what I understand, and he was a security guard that contracted under the Department of Homeland Security. So as far as my opinion on that, they should have vetted him better. However, what I want to try to bring out into light, or what I want to try to help you understand, is a couple of things, especially for us self-defense trainers. That's not what went through my mind when this happened. What went through my mind and what went through a lot of other people's mind that understand this concept is, oh man, there's 50 people dead that shouldn't be dead. There's 50 people that this person went in and killed for whatever reasons, and in this case it was religious reasons. Whatever, vowed to ISIS, shouting stuff, talking to the police. You can go read the transcripts. I'm not going into that. But I want to give you two different scenarios with two different endings to show you what I mean. Put yourself in the shoes of those that are in that club. If you've never been clubbing, wherever you've been, maybe to a concert or something, it would be kind of the same thing. It's really loud. There's a bunch of people around you. If you haven't ever been to a concert or in your church service, when everybody's singing really loud around you, they're all praising God and they're singing really loud around you. That would kind of be the same thing. Not quite, but kind of. Just put yourself in a place that's kind of loud with a bunch of people. That's basically where you need to be. A guy comes in, and I don't care what weapon you choose, he has. You choose whatever weapon you want him to have. Whatever weapon you deem that would do the most damage that he has. In fact, whatever weapon you deem, and you need to understand that damage isn't just physical damage. He is a terrorist. He is there to terrorize. Okay? And to be honest with you, that wasn't the most effective way to do what he done. To use the big bad AR-15 was not the most effective way to do the most damage he could do. To use the big bad AR-15 that everybody is scared of terrorizes people. If he would have went in, loaded the place with bombs the night before, everybody went in that night and at the most packed moment set off all the bombs and killed everybody in that club, that would have been the most effective way to kill as many people. But he didn't do that because bombs don't terrorize us. We're not scared of bombs. We're scared of an AR-15. Stop being scared of the AR-15 and they'll stop using an AR-15. Banning the gun isn't going to stop them from using it. And I want to go with these two scenarios. You're in that situation. You're in that club. You're in your church. You're at a rock concert. Wherever you're at. Whatever you go to. You're in that venue. A guy comes in with whatever weapons you choose or you deem that would do the most terroristic and physical damage that he could do in that situation. And I'm going to be honest with you, something that loud, a couple of gunshots are going to go off before you even realize what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what was that? Well, more than likely 3 people has already been shot. unless he's shooting people more than once. You realize what's going on. Oh my goodness, somebody's shooting. You start getting to safety. All right, you barricade yourself in a closet. You find a bathroom. You barricade yourself in. You got a bunch of people in there. You've barricaded yourself in. Some way, somehow, you've got to safety. You're not one of the people that was killed. It's all done and over with. The police have come to get you out of there. Okay? Now you're having to be walked back through the area where all the people are laying dead. Horrific sights. Horrific sights. If you've never seen a situation like that, or you've never seen a dead person laying there that's been shot, it's horrific. It's bad. It will get to your mental psyche. It will get in there. You're walking through past these people. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking about? What's happening? What I'm thinking about is, oh my goodness, this is horrible. There's a bunch of people that just lost their life for no reason because of some psychotic person that come in here to kill for whatever reason he come in to kill. You get out and you start asking questions, or people start telling you, you start seeing the news. Terroristic attack, etc., etc., etc. He bought the gun legally. Alright, now go back to that moment when you were having to be walked through all this stuff. Was that what was going through your mind? Did it matter that he bought the gun legally? Did that matter to you? Or did it matter that he had just killed a bunch of people and you were one of the ones that was in there and you barely escaped alive? Alright, second ending, same scenario, same deal. You went in, somebody started shooting, you barricaded yourself, you're being walked back through. Again, horrific sight, horrific sight. And our prayers go out to all the families that have been affected by this. The whole country's been affected by this because it was a terroristic attack. You get outside, you start seeing the news again. Terrorist, terrorist, and then they start covering it all up and start erasing, oh, it wasn't a terrorist attack. Right. He bought the gun illegally. Oh, if we just had more laws. Is that what was going through your mind as you were walking back through those people? That he bought the gun illegally? Because let me tell you something. If he had bought the gun legally, since he did buy the gun legally, we have another law in the book that prohibits him from buying the gun legally. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to buy the gun illegally. It doesn't matter what kind of laws you have on the books. Criminals and terrorists do not obey laws. It does not matter. Again, I'm not saying there shouldn't be certain laws in the book, and I'm not against the NICS system. I'm not against the NICS background check system that they have put in place. I'm not against it at all. It's a great system. The reporter that just went in to try to buy a gun, he had a domestic violence charge on him, and he had a DUI and some other charges on him, and he was denied a firearm trying to prove how easy it was to buy an AR-15. I agree wholeheartedly with the NICS system because most legal, law-abiding citizens, it's not going to affect anyway. And it's there. It works. Leave it. Leave it alone. What matters is that the damage was done. That's what matters. What matters is this man was allowed to kill people. That's what matters. Not what law was on the book. He's not going to follow the laws anyway. It's kind of like speeding. They have the 45-mile-per-hour zone in speeding. If they put one more law on the book saying, hey, if you go over 45, we're going to raise the fine $200. Is that going to actually slow you down? No. You're still going to do 55 miles an hour. Be honest with yourself. One more law is not going to work. Second scenario. Same situation. And I don't know the whole situation. I don't know the whole layout of the club. Now I do know that most states, even if you do have a concealed weapons permit, you can't be drinking with the permit on you, but I know a lot of people go clubbing just to dance. I know a lot of people that go clubbing just to sit and watch people dance. They don't even drink. They just like the crowd, they like to watch it, or they go to the concerts, or say you're in church or whatever, and this situation has happened. Same situation. Extremely loud, boom, boom, boom. A couple people has probably been shot, 2-3 people, depending on how he's doing the shooting. Again, whatever weapon you deem that will cause the most terror in people and do the most damage all the way around. physically and terroristically. That weapon's what they have. I don't care what weapon you choose. You can choose a bow and arrow for all I care. Whatever weapon you believe that will do the most damage. Get that weapon in your mind. However, this is a whole different situation. There is at least armed bodyguards or armed bouncers at the doors. There's an armed safety team inside. They hear it go off. They hear the shooting. Boom, boom, boom. And the next thing you know, one of those armed guards, one of those armed safety team members, one of those armed bouncers, one of those armed whoever, one of the armed concealed carriers is in there not drinking, so he's allowed to carry his gun in. Boom, 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 boom. He shoots and he takes that person down. He stops them. Whether he kills them or not, he stops the shooting. End of the situation. You go out, you hear this, they start doing terroristic attack, etc., etc., etc. He bought the gun legally. Is that actually what mattered? Who cares? I don't care whether they bought the gun legally or illegally. It does not matter. What matters is it was held to a point of minimal casualties. 50 dead, 3 dead. Now, it does suck and it's horrible that the 3 had to die, or the 3 did die, but I would take the 3 over the 50 plus 50 more wounded, or whatever the numbers are at this point, any day of the week. There's unfortunately in that situation, more than likely, unless the first person there sees the guy pulling the gun, has a gun. The first person there is able to defend. Same scenario, same situation, end of story. He bought the gun illegally. Is that what's going on in your mind? Or is what's going on in your mind, oh man, I'm really glad that person was armed. I'm really glad that guy was there. I'm really glad that girl was there. I'm really glad they were there and were able to defend me. I'm really glad I was there and was able to protect all them other people. That's what matters. It doesn't matter whether he bought the gun legally. It doesn't matter whether he bought the gun illegally. It doesn't matter what kind of gun it was. Because I'm going to tell you now, an AR-15 is not the gun that I would choose. That is not even the gun that would do the fastest, most amount of damage. It's just not. There's been a bunch of studies. There's a sheriff in North Carolina that proved it wrong. He's got a good video out on it. Go check it out. Go look for it. That's not what matters, guys. What matters is there was somebody to defend it. Legally or illegal, who cares? It does not matter. Now again, I'm not saying the NICS background check shouldn't be there, because does it thwart some stuff? Yes, I'm sure it does. Absolutely. I'm sure that there's some guys saying, oh, well, you know, let me go see if I can just buy this thing legally. That's not what matters. What matters is we get people in place. We get more concealed carriers. That's why I teach what I teach. I teach concealed weapons classes primarily to get as many people trained and get their concealed weapons permits as I can. The state of South Carolina is roughly at 5% is what I hear. We've got 300-something thousand people, I think, with concealed weapons permits. I think we're still in the 300,000 realm. We need more. I'd like to see 30% of them out there. Can you imagine 30% out there? Every 10 people you walk across, there's 3 people with a gun. Every 100 people, there's 30. Can you imagine? In every situation, every 10 people you walk across, 3 of them had a gun. Legally, and could protect you, or you could protect them. And I know a lot of you, oh my goodness, we can't have more people with guns. Why? If they're legal, law-abiding citizens, what are they actually going to do? You say, well, this guy bought his gun illegally. That's right, but he wasn't an actual law-abiding citizen. He was a terrorist. He had a plan. He planned it. That's what they do. Well, we'll do the people on the terrorist watch list. Well, I hate to tell you, we have due process per the Constitution. And if you're born in America legally, even if you're born under a terrorist organization, and you're in America legally per our laws, you have due process. They have to prove evidence of why you can't have a gun. And if you've never ever done anything in your life, there's no evidence there. There's no reason to not allow you to have a gun. Things happen and people do snap. People do have bad intentions but look good on the outside. People are evil. Point blank. Human beings are evil. There's a lot of us that are good, but there's a lot that are evil. What matters is there was nobody there to defend anybody. That's what matters. Not whether the gun was bought legally, not whether the gun was bought illegally. What matters is they weren't able to defend themselves. That's why we do what we do. We try to get people to understand you need to defend yourself. It is not up to the police officers. The police officers, their all honest job is to come clean up the mess. That's their job. If they are in the area, in the vicinity, within basic walking distance of you, they might get to you in time. The likelihood of a police officer getting to you is about 12 minutes in this area. Same as EMS, is about 12 minutes. Most attacks, especially one-on-one attacks, last 5 seconds. If you're not able to protect yourself, it makes no difference. What matters is that you're able to protect yourself. What matters is that somebody's around you to protect you. That's what matters. Not whether the person got the gun illegal or illegally. Because I'm going to tell you now, 99.99999% of these criminals are going to get their guns illegally. That's what they do. They're criminals. They commit crimes. It's kind of like drugs. That worked real well, didn't it? It's kind of like the prohibition. That worked real well. Taking guns away isn't going to work. Arming yourselves to defend yourselves is what's going to work. With the best tools possible. You need a concealed weapons permit, you need a handgun on you. Now if you choose something besides a handgun in the house, more power to you. A lot of people like shotguns. A lot of people like the AR-15 for home defense. It's a real easy long rifle, holds more ammunition. So if there's multiple attackers, you have more ammunition. That's great, that's wonderful. That's what you need to do. You need to arm with what you believe you need to be armed with. You need to get your permit, and you need to defend yourself. So situations like this won't happen again. The only way for us, or for this to be stopped, is for us to stop it. The police are not going to be able to stop it when it starts unless they're there to begin with. Again, this is Spencer with Defense Training, just trying to shed some light on what actually matters. Stay safe, stay armed.